Peace once again, my fellow expressions of consciousness. Are black people more spiritual than white people? Would you like to know?
All is mind, but the mind is not the all.
Greetings everybody, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time visiting my channel, thank you. What I do here is I help point people outside of their limited belief that they are a limited being, because it's simply not true. The question, are black people more spiritual than white people, has arisen due to the rhetoric proposed by many spiritual communities. It's a debate that has gone on for many years. That black people are more spiritual than white people, or white people are more spiritual than black people. As soon as somebody asserts, makes a claim, telling you that it is true that black people are more spiritual than white people, or white people are more spiritual than black people, a shining beacon of light appears, revealing the person's ignorance. Not in an offensive way. Ignorance in its simplest meaning, lack of knowledge, lack of information. That's all ignorance means. If I was to ask you, when you are watching a film, to what or to who is that experience of watching the film known to? If you understood my question, you of course say, me. I'm watching this screen. I'm watching this movie, this show. This experience is being shown to me, it's known to me. I am here. You would be correct. But let's go deeper. If I was to now ask you, to what or to who is the experience of the body known to, the mind known to, thoughts? You'd probably take longer, or the person would probably take longer to answer that. Eventually, they may say, it was me, I experienced the body, it's my thoughts, my mind. Okay, true. If I asked a black person or a white person this, most probably, if they understood the question, they would have to say the same thing. I am aware of this body, I am aware of these thoughts. It's me. But then the question would be, a deeper degree, and to sound like this. So now, what is this me you are referring to? Because you cannot now refer to the body. You cannot use the body or the mind or the thoughts, because you've just agreed, both the black and the white person, that you are that which is aware, experiencing the body, experiencing the mind. Like you was experiencing the TV. You didn't say, I am the TV. You're experiencing the TV. You're experiencing the body. You're experiencing the thoughts. So what is that me that is clearly distinct from the body, from the thoughts? Distinct. I'm not saying separate, but distinct. It's distinct enough to even have the experience, the reasoning to see that you experience the body, you experience thoughts. Because the body changes. So we know we are experiencing the body. A sensation comes about in your body. You experience that. A thought goes or rises and subsides. You experience that change of thought. If you was the body, you would never notice contrast, because it would be what you essentially are. So there would be nothing other than the body. To even say there's a body, it would just be your life. I'm just the body.
And if you was the body, essentially, you would not know you were as you wouldn't have thought to label yourself, as you'd just be the body.
Furthermore, if you was the body, I ask you right now, please stop aging. Stop aging if you are the body. I ask you if you believe you are the mind or this thinker. Please stop thinking. Stop thinking negative thoughts. That thought that goes through your mind and it makes you upset, never think about it again. Never think of the color blue. Ever. If you are sincere, you will see that you can't stop thought. You can't stop the body growing. Because that which you take yourself to be, which is this ego construct, is not truly who you are. If it was, you could stop the body aging. You could stop thoughts. And always think happy thoughts. You may say, oh, but subconsciously it's me. Subconsciously I'm choosing. Well, I'll ask you again, subconsciously stop thinking. Subconsciously stop the body growing. See, the concept of subconscious is happening within consciousness. The idea of a sub-level is using consciousness to create the idea, the belief. So you see, already we've cut out the difference between a black and a white person, essentially speaking. Because yes, relatively speaking, we agree there are differences in the world. There are black and white people. That's fine for experiencing. But if you're talking about truth and you're telling people black people are definitely more spiritual than white people because of any reason, pineal gland, melanin, it does not matter. You are showing your ignorance. Black truth, white truth. More spiritual, less spiritual. No. We've just seen that, primarily speaking, we are not the body, we are not the mind. So that which is aware of the mind, aware of the senses too, that both the black person and the white person can arise to with simple reasoning, no magic, simple reasoning, that cannot be said to be two, to belong to just the black people, belong to just the white people, because we cannot pick it up with senses. The senses are always a step too late. As soon as you try to look for it, it's already there. You try to hear the truth, it's already there, as in the absolute. You try to smell it, well, it's already there. The experience is taking place, and that which you are trying to get to is allowing this experience. It will be like you're playing on your Nintendo and a character, let's say Super Mario, is trying to see you. Of course it can't happen. So this truth that holds the mind, that allows the mind, allows the body to even arise and be. A black person gets to it, a white person gets to it, a Chinese, a Japanese, an Aborigine, a First Nation. It doesn't matter the person, the body. The core of them is the same core. It can be reasoned to see this as we have already done. When you say you are a black person, when you say you are a white person, what have you done? You have shrunk yourself to that of an object. An object in the teaching is anything that can be described. You can describe thoughts, you can describe colors, you can describe the body, you can describe mind, you can describe experiences. That is not what you are. That is an object. You are aware of these different things. So to say I am a spiritual leader and I am telling you that black people are more spiritual than white people, you are using the tool that is limited. It's called mind. To say it's true what you're speaking of. You're identifying with culture, which is created, which is an agreed experience of a group of people. I can create a culture right now. The culture would be to wear capes at all times. It's not a world truth and universal truth. It's agreed. Yeah, wear capes all the time. Yeah, we live in this part of the land. We're a culture. Okay. It's not essentially what you are. You are not even your culture. If it was that you are your culture, essentially, that's who you are. Not the psychological you. The name you were given. No, the body that you perceive changing. If culture was essentially what you are, you can never change your culture if you chose to. A rock is a rock because it can't choose to be snow. But you can choose to be a member of a different culture if you wanted to. So it's not innate, this culture. It's just drilled into you that that is who you are. You are your culture. You are this thing, imaginary thing called past. Essentially speaking, it's not true. And this is what's causing so much divide, so many wars, so much blaming. That culture did it. That culture did it. They're oppressing us. They're oppressing us. They're worthless. They're worthless. We're great. We're great. We have the best culture. Do you see how ridiculous it is when you break things down and talk from a level of truth? Not this mind game. Because remember, if that doesn't resonate with you, let's go back to what we said at the start. The black person and the white person have both agreed that they are that which is aware of the body, aware of the mind. That me, that essential I, that is aware of the experience of the mind and the body, does that have a culture? Remember, you can't pick it up with the senses. It's always before the senses. You cannot experience hearing without the allowing of the experience to happen. You can't experience touch without the allowing of the experience to happen. What's the culture of that? I can only say that we often call consciousness or awareness. What's that culture? It's before the body, before the mind, before the senses. What is that culture? Is it black? Is it white? If you say it's black, I have to laugh because it's actually funny. Then of course it cannot be because you're using mind again. You're using a concept again. But remember, it's before concepts. If you say it's white, again, it's before concepts of white. Is it white? Is this essential me that is allowing experience to happen? Is it white? Is it black? Is it actually a color? Does it have a size? Does it have a shape? Does it have an age? It's before the body. Does it have an age? Does it have a language? It's before words. Does it have a language? Can I swap mine with yours? If I did, would it be different? This allowingness, this pure consciousness, that is before ideas of separations, before ideas, period. A thought comes, an idea comes, it changes. What's it changing in front of? What are thoughts, ideas changing in front of? Me. what is the me again? The biggest illusion is that we are separate beings.
Remember, truth, in the context that I use it, is that which is unchanging. That which is unchanging is by definition absolute. Two absolutes cannot coexist. So either you absolutely are this body and mind which is always changing, or you are that which is aware of the change of those two objects. Remember, they are objects in the sense that they can be described. I don't mean they are inanimate in a dehumanizing way. Through reasoning we've already used in this video, you will most likely arrive at the summary that you are of course that which is aware of the changing body and mind. For how else could you know anything of this world without being able to perceive the body-mind? In deeper truth, all is that essence, that truth. But this is not the video to dive that deep. We are just dispelling the myth that a black person is more spiritual than a white person, or a white person is more spiritual than a black person. We are just seeing that at the very least, what you essentially are does not share the limits of the body or the mind. Thus it is beyond such concepts as spirituality. This is why, essentially speaking, as much as we can with words, we are all that which does not share the limits of the body, mind.
The illusion in this division takes place within this absolute truth that you cannot pick up as an object, of course, as I've said earlier. The most we can go to with so-called mind is the reasoning that we cannot be the thoughts because they come and go. We cannot be the body, it changes. We must be that, by simple deduction, which is aware of the change. We try to look for the I, the me, we can't find it. We just find another thought, or a sensation, or a memory. You can experience, this is called enlightenment, you can experience that the reasoning is true. When it's, whoa, it's all one, and you really experience it. But first the reasoning has to take place. Although it's so profound, even if you didn't have reasoning, it just happened, you still know that that's the truth. We're all one. We are so one that we are not even one, because to say one would mean, or it could be two, or it could be zero. One is still an object. There's one, you can point at one. It's not even something that can be pointed at. So what this is just what is, which of course the mind doesn't like that sentence. Oh, it just is. It just is. Unknowingly, you are separating, you are dividing, you are creating more internal wars with yourself, believing that another person is more spiritual than you, or is trying to suppress your spirituality. Oh, that's another one. Many people saying that there are people who create these magical energy systems that suppress one's spirituality. No, nobody can suppress that which is aware of experience, which is what you essentially are. Your belief in being a separate entity to the other person, you say suppressing you spiritually, energetically, is what's creating that experience that is true. Your anxieties, your anger. I've heard people say there are witches creating energy fields around the world that are suppressing us spiritually, and people believe this. Why? Because they are, through ignorance, remember it just means lack of knowledge and information, they are believing that they are the body, the mind. But it's okay, this is not a negative, because within that belief, what do you have to do? Now you have to look for truth. They're suppressing me spiritually. These people, they have higher density and higher higher powers than me. Where should I look? Where should I look? You can search and search and search, but eventually you're going to have to look within, so-called within. And see that what you really are can never be touched. People talk about spiritual wars. You are only a player in the spiritual war if you believe you are a player and not the or that which surrounds the game, that which pervades the game, that which allows the game to even be played. You're playing table soccer, table football, and you believe you are the little person kicking the ball, the little player. And you're like, oh no, we're really losing, oh, these people. So yes, quite simply, to try and wrap up this video, it went quite long. Never, I would suggest, if you want to be free, I'm saying, I don't have to say never, but if you want to understand freedom, if you want to understand whether or not you are less spiritual because you are white, whether or not you are less spiritual because you're black, you can see through reasoning, as I've showed you in this video, that it cannot be. Only an object can be changed, manipulated. You are not an object. Unless you want to live as an object, it's your choice. Object meaning the thoughts, the mind, the body. You are not that. We've seen that. If you like the video, please like the video, share, subscribe, and have a wonderful day or evening, my fellow expressions of consciousness.